to, we will just WhatsApp. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Okay. Thanks, man.
All right. Morning, Mr. Mbanga.
Morning, Madam Speaker.
How are you this morning?
Siphilile, Madam Speaker. Inkosi, ninjani, ma'am?
Good, 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 good. Is everything okay on the system?
You are okay. You are okay. It's just
Okay.
that on top of it, there is some flaring.
Can't help that.
Yeah. But iskrini sakho uyakwazi usondeza ngaphambili. I think silele a little bit. If you forward it a bit, screen le ndawo iphezulu laptop, yeah, because ibulala.
Yeah.
Yes.
You want this? You want this?
That's bad, but I think iphezulwana kancinci, ihla nje kancinci. Just nje kancinci. Iyakhatha apha phezulu. Yeah. Iyakhatha apha phezulu.
Iyakhatha phezulu.
Yes, but I'm worried blurrisha ilanto background.
What do I do then?
But the volume is fine and everything. It's just that nje like uyamane ukhatsheka like ingalo zimane.
Hayi man, okay ngizayibona, maybe manje ngaphandle. Let me go and sit at the veranda. Okay, I'll call you now. Okay, yeah, outside.
Okay. We'll see, ma'am. Yeah, okay, thanks.
Babumbanga, is that okay? Is it better? Let me say, is it better?
No, it is, Madam Speaker. It is.
Okay, then. Thank you.
No, it is. I'm happy. All right, Madam
Thank you very much. Okay, bye.
All right.
Recording in progress. Recording stopped.
Good morning, honorable members. We will be starting shortly. Rogers.
I'm here, Mr. Castle.
Recording in progress.
Good morning, honorable members.
Morning, Honorable Speaker.
Morning, honorable speaker.
Morning, honorable members.
Nice hairstyle. Nice hairstyle. Thank you.
Good morning, honorable speaker. Honorable Singh, thank you. Thank you very much. Honorable Imam liked this hairstyle as well yesterday when he saw me. Thank you very much. Thank you. Honorable members, are there any apologies?
Madam Speaker, I have an apology of the Deputy Speaker and House Chairperson Dombela. We had an apology of Honorable Frolic, but we realized that he's now on the platform. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay then. Thank you very much. Those are the apologies I have.
Excuse me,
Now,
Madam Speaker. I was.
We are also here. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you very much, Honorable Dombela. So, in a sense, we have one apology, the Deputy Speaker. Thank you very much, honorable members. May we now consider the agenda before us? Are we happy? Can someone move for the adoption of the agenda, please?
I move, Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Singh. Honorable members.
I second, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Sakute. Agenda having been adopted, honorable members, we then proceed to deal with the minutes of the 23rd of November. Will you please flight the, minutes of the 23rd? Honorable members, those are the minutes. Can somebody move for the adoption of the minutes if they are a true reflection of the discussions last week?
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Frolikie, I move for the adoption.
Thank you, Akbare Frolik.
Thank you, Akbare Speaker.
Dankie. Any second, honorable members?
Lesoma move for second the adoption of the agenda. Chair.
Thank you very much, Honorable Lisuma.
Adoption of the minutes, Speaker, not the agenda.
Adoption of the minutes, yes. Thank you. Honorable members, minutes having been adopted, shall we then consider matters arising out of the minutes. Mr. Kaso, are there any matters arising?
Madam Speaker, the Joint Program Committee will be meeting after this meeting at 9:15. It will consider the framework for 2024. And as part of the presentation of the program in this meeting, the programming whip will also present the proposed framework. Thanks, ma'am.
Okay, thank you very much, honorable members. That was it. Is that the only matter arising, honorable members?
No, my hand is up, Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Mkalipi.
On the minutes, Speaker, there is an issue regards to the venue because we don't have parliament as we speak. We wanted to get the sense what will happen after elections. And Mr. Kaso updated the programming meeting last week to say that you are busy looking for bigger venues. Can we get an update of that? Because I believe that soon parliament will be in recess. And it will be unfair for us when we go on recess and come back next day without knowing what will happen in terms of all members of parliament to converge in one venue to do the work of parliament. Thanks, Speaker.
Okay. Thank you very much, Honorable Mkalipi. Maybe I should respond to that. Honorable Mkalipi, honorable members, the directive I have given to the STP and to Mr. Kaso as our table, as our secretary of the NA, is that I am giving them up to the end of the financial year. And the end of the financial year is, I think, March. From the 1st, we should operate in a physical form. So we need to find the venue. It doesn't matter where we find it. Honorable members should also consider that when we look for venues, we also have to consider the costs of that venue per day or per session. So there are a few venues which we had agreed should be explored. So we will get a report, definitely. It could be that we may be able to meet even before the end of the financial year in a physical format. But for now, I had said to them, because of the difficulties we seem to be having, that they must push to make sure that come end of the financial year 2023, that we have a venue where we'll be meeting throughout. Remember that the venue that will be securing will be a venue which will be using right up to the time when our parliament is readily available, once it's handed over to us. For now, we can't be organizing venues for each sitting. We need to just have an arrangement that's going to cater for our needs right up to the end of the restoration process. So, Honorable Mkalipi, it is a matter which we are dealing with, but what I am refusing, which I made clear to the officials, is that I don't want to be told that a venue is available for SONA. Yes, there's a venue for SONA. Yes, there's a venue for the budget, but I want to be told that post-budget, starting from end of the financial year, going forward, this is the venue we're going to be utilizing for our sittings. So that is where we are, honorable members. I hope my explanation is understood, honorable members. Thank you. I don't see there are no hands. We then proceed, honorable members, to deal with other matters arising, if there are any. If there are none, we then proceed, honorable members, to look at the committee section report from Ms. Kiba.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Good morning to you and to the honorable members and to all my colleagues. I will present the report of the committee section, bills before the committees of the National Assembly. My report will start from slide number 2. On this slide, I provide a summary that there are 36 ordinary bills before the National Assembly committees, and the allocation and the division is as indicated on the slide, Madam Speaker. Then secondly, Madam Speaker, I will also focus my presentation only on updates on the priority bills that are currently before the committees, as well as providing highlights on all matters, bills and matters that have been finalized during this week. The next reporting slide will be slide number 7. The preservation and development of agricultural land bill before the PC on agriculture has been finalized by the committee. Next is slide number 8. National Youth Development Agency Amendment Bill before the PC on women, youth and persons with disabilities has also been finalized. Then on slide number 12, the registration of Muslim marriages bill before the PC on Home Affairs, which is a private members bill, was since withdrawn in terms of the NA Rule 334. Madam Speaker, this rule provides that the person in charge of a bill introduced in the Assembly may withdraw the bill at any time before the second reading of the bill is decided. The next slide will be slide number 14. The National Small Enterprise Amendment Bill, which is a priority bill, that committee intend to finalize the bill on the 5th of December. Next is slide number 15. Slide number 15, which is also a priority bill, public procurement bill, before the Standing Committee on Finance. The committee intends to finalize the bill by tomorrow. Next is slide number 16. The two bills on that slide, first is the Children's Amendment Bill, which is the private members bill. The Committee on Social Development has finalized that bill yesterday, as well as the Independent Police Investigative Directorate Amendment Bill before PC on Police was also finalized. On slide number 19, the Public Service Commission Bill, which is a private members, a priority bill as well, will be finalized by the first term of 2024. On slide number 26, on slides number 26 and 27, Madam Speaker, it's matters related to the medium-term budget policy statements. All the dates on these two slides are as was presented last week. The committees are on set and they will be finalizing the work on these instruments as indicated on the slides. Just one slide, number 26, where I wish to report that the Revenue Laws Amendment Bill before the ST on Finance was not finalized as planned. The committee has proposed amendments on the bill and the committees are waiting responses from the Minister of Finance, which are expected at least within 14 days. Then on slide number 27, I have just been informed that the Portfolio Committee on Justice and Correctional Services has finalized the vacancy on the Human Rights Commission. Then on slide number 29, the two matters that were referred to the PC on Justice, the one on relating to a complaint brought by justices on the Constitutional Court against Judge President Hlophe, as well as the matter on the findings of gross misconduct against Judge N. Mutata. Both matters were since finalized by the Portfolio Committee on Justice. In slide number 30, the ad hoc Committee on Flood Disaster Relief and Recovery has finalized its work on the ad hoc committee on the 27th of November as planned. Then slide number 31 and 32, which are the two last reporting slides. Here we're just providing information on the program of the ad hoc Committee on General Intelligence Laws Amendment Bill, which the committee intends to finalize its work on the 28th of February 2024. And obviously this is subject to their program being approved up to next year. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Ms. Giba. Honorable members, I see the hand of Honorable Hendricks. May I recognize you?
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, it's a pleasure for Al Jamaat to withdraw our private, the registration of Muslim marriages private bill. And this will assist in going forward with regard to the, let's call it One Statute Marriage Act. However, Honorable House Chair, we are most probably going to ask the Constitutional Court for an extension. And I'm just worried that the Constitutional Court will be very upset because this matter relating to Muslim marriages has been in the court several times and several extensions have been asked. I want to bring to your attention, Honorable Speaker, that Al Jamaat took the advice of senior counsel, and their advice is that the action of the minister to enable the nikahs to be put on the population national registry means that we have complied with the Constitutional Court order. And instead of applying for an extension, the legal people must consider asking telling the Constitutional Court for a variation in their judgment. This is one of the few times, Honorable Speaker, that the Constitutional Court made a judgment and said, please approach us if you want a variation, because we know that the judgments of the Constitutional Court is final. So I feel that this will take a lot of pressure off the Sixth Parliament, because we are busy with two redundant bills. Number one, we are going to ask for an extension with regard to the marriage to the Marriage Act. I don't think that's necessary. Secondly, there are amendments to the Divorce Act that is now going to the Council of Provinces. We are just going to waste their time. We're going to waste the time of the President, because a minister, by making the necessary arrangements for the nikah to be placed on the National Population Register, means that we complied with the court order. Why must Parliament now go through all these unnecessary bills and put a lot of pressure on us for public participation, because the National Council of Provinces may send the bill for public participation, because the amendments to the divorce bill remains unconstitutional, because Jewish and Hindu women, they don't have access to the divorce court. So why create unnecessary problems for us? But I'm very happy that we have taken the step and that you have now accepted the withdrawal of my private member's bill. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Hendricks. I now recognize the hand of the Honorable Chief Whip of the Majority Party, Honorable Machotina.
Shukra. Good morning, Honorable Speaker, and all honorable members on the platform. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, let me start by accepting and appreciate the report from the committee section. I have just two things to raise. One is receiving a lot of correspondence with regards to the Copyright Act. What is the status of the copyright? We know that there's been protest throughout Arab by artists and other associates. Is there anything that has been referred to Parliament on the copyright? The second one, Honourable Speaker, we appreciate that the Portfolio Committee on Justice has finalized the report on Judge Mutata and Judge Slope. And that is supposed to come to the National Assembly, and the requirement for such a report to be adopted or not adopted, it needs a 2/3 majority. Given the tight schedule of National Assembly between now and the rise of the House, I see no possibility of tabling that report, because it will need physical attendance, notwithstanding the fact that it's a festive season for the City Hall. With this short notice, we might not be able to get that City Hall for physical sitting of the National Assembly. I therefore make a proposal, Honorable Speaker, that we consider to convene a special sitting in January to deal with this report. Moreover, that there are other activities that are happening where members are out there. For instance, some of us are attending COP28. So some of us and some members might not be in the house because of parliamentary commitments outside the country. So I want to make that a firm proposal that we consider convening a special sitting in January. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chief Whip. Honorable Naren Singh. Honorable Singh, followed by Honorable Kwahube, and the last hand is that of Honorable Frolik.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I think you changed the order around a bit, but I'll take the opportunity. Firstly, on the Marriages Act that Honorable Hendrik was speaking about, probably, you know, with all of us not being too familiar with it, it's difficult for us to intervene, but we'd like advice from the legal team on his proposal. And secondly, I read in one of the reports that the Director General was to have responded by the 14th of November. And the Bill's office says they are still waiting. Can we have progress on that matter? And on the matter of the judges, it's unfortunate that, you know, we've allowed it to be here. So Judge Motata's matter has been outstanding for years now. And I think I agree we can't do it in the next 2 days, next week, but we must find the earliest opportunity to deal with those matters as the House. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Honorable Singh. Honorable Kwahube.
Thanks, Speaker. I echo Honorable Singh's disappointment, but I just want clarity. I think Honorable Frolik, the last time we had a discussion on this, on the judge's impeachment, he indicated that this was a two-step process. So he can correct me if I'm wrong. That firstly, there will be an adoption of the report by the committee before actually impeachment proceedings come to the House. So considering that the work of the committee has been done for at least 2 weeks now, my suggestion is that the report, the adoption of the report must come to Parliament, and then the National Assembly impeachment process then can, considering the time constraints, be scheduled in the next year. That's my understanding of the process, that it is a two-step, but I see he's got his hand up, so perhaps he can clarify. That will be my suggestion, Speaker, if I'm correct in the understanding of the rules. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Honorable Kwahube. Honorable Akhbare Frolik.
Good morning once again, Honorable Speaker, and to the colleagues on the platform. To Matter Speaker, may I firstly express our appreciation towards the Honorable Hanif Hendricks for the very mature manner in which he has dealt with the very contentious and important issues that he was raising on behalf of his party through the different legislative proposals that were there, and also cooperating. We will continue, Speaker, on the outstanding issues that are there, working with him, legal services, and where necessary, consult with the relevant government departments so that we can deal with the outstanding matters that may be there and the approach going forward. Secondly, Speaker, any report that is processed by a committee, the committee express a view on the report. Thereafter, the report is referred for quality assurance purposes, and that has happened now. And then the report comes back to the committee so that the committee can formally adopt. Once the report is formally adopted, it must be published on the ATC. I don't have the detail in front of me. Maybe Ms. Giba has the detail. as to the exact date of adoption of that report by the Justice and Correctional Services Committee. And after that, the committee has done its work. It will appear in the ATC, and it becomes an issue of scheduling. And that is what the Honorable Chief Whip of the Majority Party has referred to. It's a scheduling matter now as to when is it practically possible to do it. And under the circumstances, as she has explained, I agree with her in terms of going forward, and we must consider a date towards the end of January. That is when most members will be available. The other matter is, Honorable Speaker, in both the Mutata matter, Judge Mutata and Judge Lope, there were a number of legal issues to and fro. It's not as if this has been in front of Parliament for so long. Parliament was asked after the Judicial Services Commission completed its work to do and to look at what they have done. And that committee has promptly dealt with it. So from the side of Parliament, there's no undue delays in having the matter lying in front of us for years. That statement is not correct. So the matter will be dealt with in the House once it is scheduled by the Programming Committee. Thank you very much, Honourable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honourable Frolik. I'm happy with the latter part of your remarks, which is that indeed, from the side of Parliament, there is nothing which has been delayed. In fact, one of the issues which I've been discussing with the Secretary of the National Assembly is the fact that this will require a 2/3 majority, and two, the venue. There's no way in which there will be no venue now available for us to pass this before the end, before we adjourn Parliament. So, honourable members, shall we then close the matter, agreeing that we will then look for a venue for some time, beginning of next year, maybe end of January as proposed, and we will then proceed at that point. Thank you very much, honourable members. We then proceed and invite Honourable Singh. I see your hand.
Yes, Honourable Speaker. I think we want to get Ms. Giba to respond to the question by Honourable Frolik. If she had any update on the report, I think that's what he asked.
Oh, okay. All right. Let me keep quiet. Let me allow Honourable Giba, Ms. Giba, to respond.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. This morning at 7:30, the Portfolio Committee on Justice met to adopt the 3 reports, which includes the 2 judges' matters. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Honourable Ms. Giba. Thank you, Honourable Singh. Exactly, that is the issue. We have now received a request from the committee, a report from the committee that they finalized everything and that they are ready to present the matter to the National Assembly. Hence, the decision on our side that it would be better if we do it at the beginning of next year. We will not be able to do this before Parliament rises next week because of the challenges of venue, as we all know. Thank you very much, honourable members. I then invite Dr. Mbata to present the report of the Bills Office.
Good morning, Honourable Speaker and honourable members. Honourable Speaker, let me start by responding to the question of the Honourable Chief Whip on the Copyright Amendment Bill. The bill was amended by the NCOP and returned to the Portfolio Committee on Trade to consider the Council's amendment. So the bill is before the PC on Trade at the moment. And going back to my report, I will start reporting from slide number 2, sorry. On the second slide, Madam Speaker, I'm not going to repeat what my colleague has already reported on, but I just want to indicate that all the bills that were finalized by the committees, which is 11 of them, they are now on the NA order paper for consideration, and 9 of the bills are scheduled for second reading. So if we look at the list of bills, before Parliament, there are dates that have been indicated as proposed dates for consideration of those bills, which I think Honorable Tseke as well is going to report on them. Slide number 3, please. On slide number 3, Honorable Speaker, I'm reporting on a new bill that was introduced last week, Friday, which is the Institute for Drug-Free Sport Amendment Bill. The bill was since referred to the Portfolio Committee on Sport, Arts and Culture. Next slide is slide number 5. Slide number 5, Honorable Speaker, the same department, which is the Department of Sport, Arts and Culture, has a bill that was certified on Monday, the National Sport and Recreation Amendment Bill. The Bill's office is working on this bill and processing it, getting ready for introduction as soon as the department has complied with all the rules that are required for introduction. The next slide, Madam Speaker, it's slide number 6. Slide number 6, we are indicating all the bills that are to be sent to the President for assent, which were passed by Parliament last week and this week. The Agricultural Product Standards Amendment Bill, the bill is now ready for being sent to the President for assent, and the second language of this bill is Afrikaans. And the National Field and Forest Fire Amendment Bill, second language Afrikaans, Correctional Services Amendment Bill, second language Afrikaans, and the Division of Revenue Amendment Bill, second language is Xitsonga. With your permission, Madam Speaker, I'm done with our report. Can I hand over to my colleague, Advocate van der Merwe, to report on the Constitutional Court judgments? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Advocate van der Merwe.
Thank you, Speaker, and good morning to the members. I want to just also confirm in respect of copyright. It is in fact before the Portfolio Committee of Trade. They are aware that there is also a judgment that bill deals with, the Blind SA judgment. And they are looking at programming and scheduling the bill for consideration in that committee. Speaker, just to confirm, there is a report that was also circulated on all the judgments, but I would like to just highlight a few. Correctional Services, as was just confirmed, was passed by the NCOP yesterday without amendments. Our Bills Office has confirmed they are ready for this bill to go to the presidency. The deadline is the 2nd of December, but they are ready and it will be with the president before then. The next matter relating to regulation of interception of communications amendment bill. The bill was passed by the National Assembly and it is currently being considered by the Select Committee. I'm aware that there was a meeting yesterday. On the next slide, here I'm speaking now to the Women's Legal Centre Trust. Mr. Hendricks also referred to this. This court judgment affects two pieces of legislation. The one is already in a bill before Parliament, the Divorce Amendment Bill, Bill 22 of 2023. It was passed by the National Assembly and it is being considered by the relevant Select Committee at the moment. Then in respect of the Marriages Act that is being developed, that bill, we have considered Mr. Hendricks' inputs regarding the court findings already being addressed in practice. And that is, although that is good, the judgment requires legislative reform. At this point in time, our office is not working on any application to the court because the legislation is not before Parliament. Parliament does not have the knowledge of what has been done. That falls within the domain of the department. However, what our office has been doing, and in fact, the last time I presented, there was a request from this committee that we indicate to the minister that April 2024 for introduction is not sufficient. It will not be acceptable. And we have conveyed that message to the minister. And via the leader of government business. And we have also inquired again about an extension application. We have not yet received a response, but as I understand, there is a possibility that the bill will go to Cabinet very soon, which then would indicate a speedier introduction. But we don't know that yet. We haven't received formal confirmation yet. Of course, when the department considers an extension application, they could mention the issue of the circular that has given effect to the judgment in practice, and that could then be used to either request an extension or an alteration of the judgment. But that is something that will be dealt with when that happens. It will be a strategy at the time, a litigation strategy at the time to be considered. So at this point in time, from our side, we are simply confirming with the department what is going on and keeping our finger on that pulse. We are also in contact with the chairperson of the relevant committee, who I know is also in contact with the minister on this matter. In respect of Divorce Act, this is a new matter, EB versus ER. So the Divorce Amendment Bill that is before Parliament does not deal with this judgment, but we have contacted the department and they confirmed via email that they are in fact in process of developing bills that will affect this or will give effect to the judgment in this case. So that will probably proceed in 2024, but the deadline is only 2025, so that is still in order. Justice has in the past given an undertaking that they will introduce in 50% of the time provided by the court, so that Parliament has sufficient time to consider the legislation. Thank you, Speaker. That's our presentation on updated matters. Like I said, there is a report giving full information on all the matters. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Advocate van der Merwe. Honorable members, sorry, are there any comments? Any questions on the bills? None, honorable members. I'm happy. I'm then happy to proceed and invite Honorable Tseke to present the parliamentary program for consideration.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, and good morning to your good self and all the colleagues present. Allow me to present the current program of the last quarter, and also the parliamentary program framework for 2024 and the parliamentary program for the first term in 2024. There are no changes generally to the program for this week. The plenary on Friday, the 1st of December on World AIDS Day debate is fully virtual. And plenaries on the 5th and 6th December will start at 10 o'clock. Some bills, amongst other things, are currently provisionally scheduled for consideration on the 2 days. And since some bills, Honorable Speaker, will only be finalized on Tuesday, the 3-day rule will have to be suspended. And due to the length of the sitting on Tuesday the 5th, consideration could be given to suspend the business in the afternoon for a comfort break besides the normal lunch break. Regarding the votes and schedules to the adjustment appropriation bill on the 6th December, which will be the last day, political parties are reminded to indicate on which votes they may wish to ask questions, object, or call for a division. The information will assist presiding officers in expediting consideration of the votes. Communication to parties has been sent in that regard. I think I'm done with this program. If you allow, Honorable Speaker, I can present the parliamentary program framework for 2024.
Thank you very much, Honorable Tsike. May I be guided, Mr. Kaso, the parliamentary program framework for 2024. Are we not discussing it at the next meeting of the joint committee, or do we start here?
Madam Speaker, we would recommend that at least we have a sense of what will be proposed at the JPC, so that if the NA to make, we can make that. But before we go there, concerning next week, there are two reports that will be coming before the House. It's the report of the Powers and Privileges Committee, which will be finalized tomorrow. We propose that report be dealt with on Tuesday. There will also be a report of the Joint Rules Committee on rule amendments. We propose that report be considered on Wednesday afternoon. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kaso. Honorable members, Member Baroto, Honorable Member Baroto.
Thank you. Thank you. Good morning, Speaker. Good morning, colleagues. Speaker, the programming whip has talked about the 3-day rule that we propose. She proposed that it be done. And I want to second that, because the last time we talked about a 3-day rule and Honorable Singh raised the issue in the House that we were not consulted, but we had talked about it here. So I want us to confirm it here that we agree to the moving of the 3-day rule. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Mabaroto. Honorable Mkalipi.
Speaker, can I get a clarity on what Kaso was just says now in terms of the powers and privilege report? Can you get more details on that one so we can understand fully what he is proposing?
That it is scheduled for Tuesday for report to tabling to Parliament, to the National Assembly.
He is proposing that is not on the program already, Madam Speaker.
Honorable Mr. Kaso, followed by Honorable Singh.
Madam Speaker, the Powers and Privileges Committee will be meeting tomorrow to finalize the report. And I am proposing that the report be scheduled for next week, Tuesday, because it will be finalized tomorrow. And the same with the Joint Rules Committee. The Joint Rules Committee will be meeting tomorrow at 2 o'clock. And we are proposing that, given that next week is the last week of sittings, that report be scheduled for next week, Wednesday, for consideration by the NA. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Kaso. Honorable Singh.
No, thank you, Honorable Speaker. I agree with Honorable Baroto that we should formalize that we all agree with the 3-day suspension, but just to find out when will that appear on the order paper. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kaso.
That will appear on Tuesday, Madam Speaker, at the start of the sittings, the first item.
Okay. Are you happy? Thank you, honorable members.
Thank you.
We then proceed. Are there any further questions, honorable members? Okay. None. It seems we've come to the part which deals with announcements. Honorable members, are there any announcements for Mr.
No,
Kaso?
Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, are we not supposed to take the framework for 2024?
Sorry. Thank you very much, Honorable Machutina. Honorable Machutina, thank you. Thank you. Chief Whip. Then Ms. Seke, Honorable Seke, are you ready to present the framework for 2024?
Yes, Honorable Speaker, and thank you so much. The parliamentary program framework for 2024, the draft framework is commencing on the 30th January up until the 28th of March. And I take it has been circulated in preparation for the consideration by the JPC meeting. And with regard to the parliamentary program for the first term in 2024, there will be the members' workshop session which is proposed for the first, Andrew. Go back to that one. Yes, thank you so much. The members' workshop session is proposed for the 1st to the 2nd February 2024. Committee week and or oversight is scheduled from the 30th up until the 7th of February 2024. The joint sitting on the State of Nation address is scheduled for the 8th of February at 1900. It will be followed by the debate on the President's State of Nation address, which is scheduled for the 13th and 14th of February, with the reply by the President to the debate on the 15th of February. The National Assembly plenaries and mini plenaries are scheduled from the 20th of February up until the 28th of March. The budget speech is scheduled for the 21st of February. Further, the National Assembly debate on fiscal framework, the tabling of the departmental strategic plans, and the division of revenue bill are scheduled for March 2024. On the 19th of March, we have scheduled the questions to the President, and the questions to the Deputy President are scheduled for the 28th of March. I think further details, Honorable Speaker, beyond April will be made available early in the new year, as the date for elections has not yet been announced. But the constituency period then will start on the 2nd of April. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Mr. Kaso?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Two issues, ma'am. We would like to recommend that the debate on the 13th of February, if it is agreeable, starts in the morning as we did this year. But if there is a different view, we'll start at 2 o'clock. But this year we started at 10 o'clock. Secondly, ma'am, we do want to emphasize that, as Honorable Tsege has said, at this point we don't know when the elections will be. Hence, the program goes up to the end of March. Honorable members notice that the NCOP will still be meeting in April, but we thought April could be used by members in their constituencies. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kaso. Honorable Buroto?
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, on this week of that, the programming we've said is the training, the workshop week, the 30th to the 2nd of February. I see on the site it's written 6 Parliament of boarding and exit season. Is this an item that will be among other items, or what is it? Because I mean, to populate it, it is the workshop weekdays, but we need to know what is 6 Parliament of boarding exit session. Since I'm talking so like this, because we have other items that would like being put into that workshop week. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Buroto. Chief Whip?
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Yes, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. In agreeing with the framework, I think the programming whip and Mr. Kaso will also put in for our earlier discussion schedule the sitting for that report of the 2 judges by end of January. Then the second one that I want to raise, Speaker, whilst it does not reflect on the framework, it's a concern that we have been having as the NA. It was about the women's charter, which was a parliamentary program, but the NCOP ran with the program as their program instead of parliamentary program. We raised that to no avail where the NCOP corrected that. But now we have since observed that the NA, when it comes to men's parliament, is doing the same mistake. We were surprised, some of us, to see that there was men's parliament on the 19th. I think it was on the 19th, or that other Sunday, in Limpopo, and that was not even mentioned on the program. And our understanding is that sectoral parliaments are a program of parliament. Yes, they are led by the deputy speaker and the deputy chair of the NCOP, but you cannot be kept on the dark about those. I just want us to correct these programs. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Chief Whip of the Majority Party. It shall be corrected, Honorable Chief Whip. Mr. Castle?
Madam Speaker, just on the 6th Parliament of boarding and exit session, we will ask, but I'll talk to the programming whip that we call it a workshop, because it's really what it is meant to deal with. That session we're dealing with issues of pension, SARS issues. It's really not about the exit or off-boarding session. So we'll ask that will be adjusted. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Mr. Castle. I see your hand again, Honorable Chief Whip, Majority Party.
It's a Lika's hand, my apology.
Really, Lika's hand. Okay, thank you very much, honorable members. Honorable members, that provides clarity. That will be a session which will be a training session, not a training, a brief really to members about what their rights are, what the things they should expect, SARS issues, pension issues, gratuity issues, and so on. These are some of the things that will be dealt with at that session of the 30th of January. So I think that if there are no other announcements, honorable members, that brings us to the end of this meeting. The meeting is now adjourned, honorable members, until next year, 2024. Next week, there will be no programming committee. I thank you, honorable members.
Speaker, we're not using the same platform for the other meeting.
Yes. I wanted to say that if members could remain on the platform for the JPC, otherwise the NAPC is done.
Mr. Castle?
Ma'am, I was saying that if members could...
I hear you. It's the same platform, but I want to know, is there no break in between, whether 5 minutes or 10 minutes?
Madam Speaker can advise that there be a break if members agree.
Honorable members, we're starting at past. Shall we then put ourselves on mute, please? And allow for the other group to join us at past. Thank you.
Chairperson, we've already joined some of us.
Honorable Dango, you listen to our meeting.
Yeah, I had to listen. I was compelled.
That's unparliamentary.
It was electronic, not my fault.
No, Ambassador.
Thank you.
Babu Masondo, are you already here? Chairperson, are you here? Yes, the chair is here. Perez, who are on that side, We're just giving you a few minutes to sort yourselves out, and we start at past. Chief Whip of the Majority Party. Yeah.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Morning, honorable members.
Good morning, Honorable Speaker and Honorable Chair of NCOP.
Thank you, honorable members. Honorable members, do we have any apologies?
We will record, Honorable Speaker, the apology of the Deputy Speaker.
Apology of the Deputy Speaker recorded. May I now invite Honorable Chairperson of the NCOP to make some opening remarks?
Madam Speaker Pindela.
Yes, Advocate Pindela.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. We have the apology of Honorable Nyarvi, as well as the Deputy Chairperson to the National Council of Provinces.
Thank you. Thank you very much. May I invite the Chairperson to make some opening remarks, please?
No, thank you very much, Speaker. One of course, just a minute. I'm trying here, Speaker, to sort out one little problem. I hope that's the first step. Okay. Maybe let me just speak up. Start off by saying greetings to all members present on the platform. It's a long time ago that we had this meeting, as indicated in the program. One is really looking forward to seeing us as a collective, not only just looking at the minutes and matters arising, but also ensuring that in the coming period between now and the elections in the coming year, grappling with a program that will assist us to deal with all those critical matters that needs our attention, including SONA, and working in the way that really ensures that we're properly empowered to grapple with and tackle the challenges in front of us. Otherwise, welcome everybody. I myself am looking forward to a fruitful meeting today. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Chairperson. Honorable members, then we proceed with our meeting. May we now consider the agenda before us? Would anyone want to move for the adoption of the agenda? Honorable Lisuma.
Good morning, Honorable Speaker and the Chairperson of the NCOP and colleagues. I move for the adoption of the agenda as presented. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Lisuma. Any seconders?
Honorable Speaker, I will second.
Thank you very much, Honorable Singh. So the agenda having been adopted, honorable members, we then proceed to deal with the minutes. We consider the minutes of the 30th of the 24th of November, 2022. Okay. That's it, honorable members. Those are the minutes. Are there any amendments to the minutes? Any amendments to the minutes? And if there are none, then may someone move for the adoption of the minutes of the meeting of November 2022, please.
I move, Honorable Speaker, for the adoption of the minutes. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Deputy Speaker of the Majority Party. Honorable Singh.
I second the motion, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Singh. Seconds. So the minutes have been adopted, honorable members. And with the minutes having been adopted, we now consider matters arising out of those minutes. Are there any matters arising? Masibulele, Mr. Kato?
Madam Speaker, there are two issues that I would like to report on. First one relates to a permanent venue, well, semi-permanent venue for the National Assembly, but also for joint sittings. We would like to report that we have been directed by the presiding officers that from the beginning of the next financial year, there will be a permanent venue. There should be a permanent venue. And of course, the administration has been looking at various options, and we believe that we are on track to make that possible as directed. Secondly, Madam Speaker, the National Gambling Amendment Bill, which would have gone to the mediation committee, the Speaker has written to the Minister of Trade and Industry to establish the desirability of that legislation. Given the lapse of time, we are still awaiting a response to that correspondence by the Speaker. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kaso. Any further comments on matters which are in our minutes? Any matters of clarity? None, honorable members. In that case, then we proceed, honorable members, and we now proceed to deal with the report on legislation before Parliament, and I will invite Ms. Mbata, Dr. Mbata.
Good morning, honorable members. Good morning, honorable Speaker. Our report will start from slide number 2. Thank you. On slide number 2, we are reporting on the legislative program that was submitted on the 3rd of April 2023. This program had 42 bills, and this is the summary that we're giving, that 20 bills were introduced in 2023, one introduced in 2017. The one that was introduced in 2017 is the Copyright Amendment Bill, and one introduced in 2022. I must indicate, Madam Speaker, that the one that was introduced in 2022 is the Post-Bank Amendment Bill. The bill was passed and sent to the President for assent. Next slide, please. On the next slide, I'm still reporting on the status of the 2023 legislative program in detail. The program carried 4 bills that were pronounced during SONA, and 4 of these 4 bills were introduced, and 1 bill has already been passed, which is the Post-Bank Amendment Bill. And I have listed as well the name of the bills that are already before Parliament that were pronounced during SONA. And the second one is the 17 mandatory money bills. 10 of them were introduced and 2 passed. The 2 passed is the Division of Revenue and the Appropriation Bill, which were passed early this year. And I've already indicated as well all the list of the bills that are already before Parliament. And of the other 7 that have not been introduced, we know that some of them might be introduced or possibly introduced as we go along. And again, 9 bills with constitutional court deadlines were on the list. 3 of them has been introduced. I must say again, Honorable Speaker, that the Correctional Services Amendment Bill was passed yesterday, and it will be sent today to the President. And the next one is the 12 critical priority bills. 6 of them have already been introduced. And the total number of bills, Honorable Speaker, that were approved by the Cabinet and introduced in 2023 is 22. I've already said that, and 20 were not introduced. Next slide, please. On the next slide, then I'm reporting on the status of bills before Parliament, any other bills that were introduced and are before Parliament. 11 bills are on the order paper of the National Assembly, Honorable Speaker, and of the 11 bills, 9 of these bills are provisionally scheduled for second reading. Next slide, please. On the next slide, I'm also reporting on the bills that are before NA committees. 36 bills are before NA committees. And of the 36 bills that are before NA committees, 8 are provisionally scheduled for second reading. And this will be done after the adoption and publication of the reports in the ATC. And I've already indicated as well the sections of the bills and the number of the bills under each section. Next slide, please. The next slide indicates bills that are before NCOP committees. 14 bills are before NCOP committees, and 1 is provisionally scheduled for consideration by the NCOP. And 4 bills are appearing on the NCOP order paper since some committees reported late yesterday. So we included them in this report. And the last reporting slide, Madam Speaker, I'll be reporting on the statistics of the bills that are introduced and passed in 2023. So in total, 41 bills were introduced in 2023. 7, sorry, there's one that was passed yesterday, which is the Correctional Services Amendment Bill. Unfortunately, the report was already gone. So it's 7 bills passed by Parliament, and 5 bills have already been assented to. Maybe to add, Madam Speaker, that the number might go up, the 41 to 42, because there's 1 bill that was certified on Monday, and we are processing it for introduction, which is the sports bill. So as soon as the National Sport and Recreation Amendment Bill, as soon as we have finalized this bill and the department has complied with all the rule requirements, then the bill will be introduced. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mbata. Thank you. Honorable members, that was the report. Honorable Singh.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, and thank you for the report. I just need more clarity on the slide which said that 42 bills were approved by Cabinet and only 22 introduced. Now, what causes this delay? And then there's, I think it was the last slide, which talks to bills introduced in Parliament and passed. I think here too it said 41 and the doctor said it might be 42, but only 11 were either assented to or introduced. Can we just have an explanation for that? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Singh. Dr. Mbata.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. We will recall that each year we do receive a list of legislation that has been approved by Cabinet for introduction. So we always don't have all the legislation introduced before Parliament. So what I can say, we process what we receive from the departments and from the Office of the Chief State Law Advisors, if we haven't received the bills, we don't have the information as to what is delaying the departments to send the bills to Parliament. But as soon as we receive the bills in Parliament, we do process them as we receive them, Honorable Singh. And the last slide where you need clarification, remember that the list of bills that is submitted by Cabinet is a different one from the one that we receive bills from different departments for introduction. So in the last slides, I'm just giving a summary of what was sent to Parliament, what is before Parliament at the moment, and what has been passed by Parliament, which is Note 11, 7 has been passed by Parliament, and 5 has already been assented to by the President. So I was just giving a picture of the year 2023 of what has been introduced and passed and still to be assented to. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mbata. But what I hear Honorable Singh seeking clarity on is Cabinet approved 42 bills for processing by Parliament. And Parliament has since, processed 22 of those bills. I hear him asking what causes the delay and what happened to the balance, the other bills which have been approved already by Cabinet and which have not been presented, introduced to Parliament. I think that's what I hear him raising.
Oh, okay, Honorable Speaker, if I may, they were approved by Cabinet, but they were not certified by the state law advisors and sent to Parliament for processing. So, yes.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Mbata. Honorable Singh, I see you still.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Thank you for your follow-up question. Also, I think we, as your office, needs to bring this to the attention of the leader of government business, that, we find departments not doing their work in time. And then we get pressurized sometimes, as we're now ending our 6th Parliament. So I think there has to be some communication between your office and LOGB on this matter. Thank you, Chair. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Singh. Honorable members, are there any matters related to the legislation? None, honorable members. We then proceed, honorable members, to receive a report on the parliamentary program framework for 2024. It will be led by Honorable Tseke and Honorable Moss from the NCOP. Honorable Tseke and Honorable Moss.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, and good morning to your good self and all the colleagues connected in this meeting. The National Assembly Draft Parliamentary Program Framework for 2024 is as follows. The National Assembly Draft Parliamentary Program Framework for 2024 will commence on the 30th of January up until the 28th of March 2024. We have earmarked the 1st to the 2nd of February 2024 for members' workshop session, which will be a joint session. The National Assembly committees and oversights are scheduled from the 30th to the 7th February 2024. The joint sitting on the State of Nation Address, Honorable Speaker, is scheduled for the 8th of February at 1900. The debate on the President's State of Nation Address is scheduled for the 13th and 14th of February followed by the reply by the President to the debate on the 15th of February. The National Assembly plenaries and mini plenaries are scheduled from the 20th February up until the 28th of March. The budget speech, Honorable Speaker, is scheduled for the 21st of February in the National Assembly. Also, the National Assembly debate on fiscal framework, the tabling of the departmental strategic plans, and the division of revenue bills are scheduled for March 2024. And on the 19th of March, we have scheduled questions to the President and questions to the Deputy President are scheduled for the 28th of March 2024. The constituency period is proposed to start on the 2nd of April 2024. And further details beyond April period will be made available early in the new year as the date for elections has not yet been communicated. I therefore present the draft program for your attention, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Honorable Tseke. Honorable Moss, are there any matters which have not been covered by this report, which you would like to add? Honorable Moss, are you on the system? Okay. Then we proceed, honorable members. That was the report, honorable members. Are we
Honorable
happy?
Speaker. Honorable
Yes?
Speaker.
Yes? Yes, raise your hand, Honorable Mr. Advocate Pine, so I can see on the system, yes?
My apologies, Speaker.
Mm-hmm. Yes?
If I were just to highlight the program on the part of the National Council of Provinces, except for the areas that Honorable Tseke has indicated. We also have the State of the Provinces addresses reflected on the framework. They will range from the 15th to the 29th of February 2024. We also have the National Council of Provinces plenaries, as well as committee meetings from the 20th of February to the 28th of March 2024. Then we have the 2023 Provincial Week Report back session on the 5th of March, and then the debate on the Provincial Week Report on the 6th of March. Then on the 16th to the 17th of April, we have committees of boarding and exit session. Then on the 18th to the 3rd of May, 18th of April to the 3rd of May, we have the National Council of Provinces committees and plenaries. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker.
Advocate Pindela, thank you very much. So Honorable Moss is not on the system here. He's not at the meeting. Do we have an apology from Honorable Moss, who was supposed to have presented the report you have just presented? Advocate Pindela, do we have an apology from Honorable Moss, who should have given support to Honorable Tseke on the report? None. Okay. Then, Honorable Member, I proceed to recognize hands. Let me start with the Chief Whip of the Majority Party.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Moss must be called into order. We also struggle to get hold of her when she's supposed to present the program of NCOP everywhere. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I'm a little bit concerned about the SOPAs whilst respecting the provincial programs. But I'm a little bit concerned that there are certain SOPAs that are starting on the 15th. It does not look good that premiers come and then they are not there when the response by the president is done. Is it not possible that there can be no state of the provincial address on the 15th, so that we ensure that all the special delegates led by premiers, they attend the session in the joint sitting up to the last day, which is the 15th. I've observed that for years that they will have arranged their SOPAs whilst we are still debating or attending to the responses by the premier, the president. I'm just checking if it is not possible for them to be flexible and use other days except the 15th. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Chief Whip of the Majority Party. Honorable members, are there any other members who would like to comment before I invite Mr. Kaso or Advocate Pindela to respond to the issues? Very important issues raised by the Chief Whip, honorable members, that the times the SOPAs tend to coincide with the response of the president. It is a matter we need to take note of. Honorable member, please mute. Please mute, please. Honorable Lisuma, I recognize.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chief Whip, and once more to always go mute. Secondly, Chair, I tend to agree with out of order. Chair, Honorable Speaker and colleagues, I tend to agree fully with the Honorable Chief Whip of the Majority Party, because it doesn't make sense if there's no synchronization of the issues that would have raised by the SONA during the debate and also the response from the president. And it is, I second and as an appeal that can they reconsider that while Mr. Pindela is going to respond. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Lisuma. Akbare Frolik.
No, thank you, Honorable Speaker. Speaker, no, I just want to concur with what has been said around the SOPAs on the 15th. You know that the State of the Nation address and the debate on the State of the Nation address is a national occasion. It is something for the entire nation to follow during that period. Now, if you start populating that time that has been set aside for the State of the Nation address and the debate with SOPAs, then we're deflecting attention on the critical issues that the President has raised, and provinces then proceed with whatever they want to announce. It cannot be correct, and it needs to be reconsidered, Honorable Speaker. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Frolik. Honorable Dango.
Chairperson, I would suggest that the chairperson of the NCOP considers writing a letter to our premiers indicating the request or the suggestion that has just been made. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Dango. That's it, honorable members. Then the chair will definitely write to the premiers and the speakers to raise the matter, the speakers actually. I see your hand, Mr. Kaso.
Madam Speaker, I just wanted to indicate that for the debate on SONA on the 13th of February, the sense during the NAPC meeting was that that debate starts at 10 o'clock, 10 a.m. So we wanted to just check from the side of the NCOP whether 10 a.m. would be appropriate, so that when we send a convening notice, we indicate the start time for that debate. Thank you, ma'am.
Pindela. Advocate Pindela.
Thank you very much, Speaker. To my mind, I think there's only one provincial legislature that will post the State of the Province address on the 15th. As indicated, the chairperson, I'm sure, will take that matter up with that particular provincial legislature, Speaker. I just consulted with the chief whip. The chief whip concurs with the proposal. Thank you very much, Chair.
Thank you very much, Advocate Pindela. Honorable members, those were the issues which were raised in relation to this parliamentary program framework for 2024. It is the concern around the dates of the SOPAs. Advocate Pindela has responded to that issue that Honorable Chairperson Masondo will then write to the speakers of the legislatures just to convey the sentiments of this meeting. Honorable members, are there any other matters arising out of this parliamentary framework? There are no hands.
Speaker, can I say something?
Yes, Honorable Mohai.
Yeah, the only matter is that there's a difference between after the proclamation of elections, I think members of the NACs is to be members. For us in the NCOP is to the contrary. We continue until, so we manage the transition until the last day, until members are sworn in. So that's a significant matter between both houses. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Honorable Mohai. Honorable members, any further comments? I may not be seeing your hands here, but on my system, there are none. And if there are none, honorable members, Tate Masondo, is there any announcement you'd like to make, Chair?
No, the Speaker. No, nothing on my part. I don't know if Pindela or Chief Whip have any issues to raise, but there's nothing on my part.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson, except for the fact that I'm sure you have noted the comments which were made by the Honorable Chief Whip of the majority party. It was expected. This is the one meeting and one only joint programming committee which we have in a year, one. And therefore it was expected that Honorable Moss, who is responsible for programming of the NCOP, would have been here to present and support the presentation made by Honorable Tseki. So this is a matter too which I would like you to take note of, which also the Chief Whip of the NCOP should deal with. Thank you, honorable members. It seems there are no announcements at this meeting, honorable members, and that therefore brings us to the end of our meeting. The meeting is adjourned. Well, until 2024, towards the end of the year, when we consider the program for 2025. Thank you very much, honorable members. Thank you. Meeting is adjourned.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
And Honorable Mama Masondo, Chair of NCOP.
Recording stopped.
Yes,